How AI speeds vaccine development, using AI in healthcare specifically on how digital platforms can be used to cut down the time to develop vaccines. We will use the example of AWS powering Moderna. We live in a rapidly changing world where everything seems to be developing at a fast pace, including diseases. Take the example of Corona. It brought the entire world to a standstill in a matter of few weeks, killing millions and causing losses in billions. Evan Racklin, the Senior Director of Strategic Planning at Moderna, tells us about the two main challenges in the traditional way of developing vaccines.
There are two main reasons that there's even talk about trying to revolutionize the vaccine approach. The first is, obviously, there are a number of pathogens out there that we still haven't had a vaccine against. You look at HIV, malaria, even dengue, which has a vaccine but doesn't really work that well, and numbers of others. There is a class of infectious agents out there that we cannot yet protect people from with vaccines well. And the second are these evanescent, dramatic epidemics or pandemics that come out and tend to grab a lot of headlines. So whether it was bird flu a number of years ago, or Ebola, or most recently Zika, there is this sort of rapid surge of some infection that spreads around. And by the time the traditional vaccine industry can get organized and develop a vaccine 5 or 10 years later, sometimes it's too late, or at a minimum, they've missed a lot of the suffering that's already occurred.
Which is where mRNA comes into the picture. Dave Johnson, Vice President, Informatics Data Sciences and AI at Moderna, tells us about how mRNA is being used for this purpose.
Well, at its heart, mRNA is an information molecule. Everyone is probably familiar with DNA, which is the long-term storage of genetic information. And encoded in your DNA are instructions to produce tens of thousands of proteins that are responsible for countless functions in your body. And mRNA is the molecule that carries those instructions from your DNA to the ribosomes in your cells, where those instructions are read and proteins are synthesized. By creating our own synthetic mRNA, we can encode information for any protein we want, from critical enzymes that might be malfunctioning in a rare disease, to an antigen from a virus to trigger an immune response, which creates a vaccine.
Michael Watson, the president of Valera, a Moderna venture, lists the benefit of mRNA.
In many ways, it's digitalizing vaccines. We're going from external, very old-fashioned approaches to using the body's own machinery to do exactly what the body does when it's infected. What mRNA gives us is real precision, which allows us to really create the vaccines we want to create. We can do it very, very fast. If those pathogens change, we can change it. It's highly adaptable. And we can get to a very large scale, very quickly. So that means that in theory, we can get to far more people more quickly with more vaccines and adjust if we need to adjust. Because we're producing these vaccines in exactly the same way each time, it means we can put together vaccines that we might not have been able to put together before simply because they weren't compatible before.
Dave describes how this has impacted vaccine development.
And when Moderna was founded, we recognized that if this mRNA technology works for one application, it's going to work for countless more. All you need to do is change the information encoded to this new application. So we purposely designed the company with a platform approach. We didn't design for one disease or even just one therapeutic area. We built with the intention of targeting countless diseases. So this led us to design our processes to be really high throughput. We integrated digital technology and AI algorithms to accelerate those R&D cycles and give us really unprecedented scale.
Taha Kass-Hoot, the Director for Machine Learning and Chief Medical Officer at Amazon Web Services, summarizes how mRNA helped develop the Moderna COVID vaccine in a very short span of time.
In a matter of few days, Moderna was able to respond to the challenge of developing a vaccine in collaboration with the National Institutes of Health. Though a promising methodology, so far no mRNA drug has ever made it to the market before, making Moderna, the biotech company born in AWS, a driving force in pushing the boundaries of basic and applied science. And while the SARS-CoV-2 virus is only a single protein, say, compared to other far more complicated or sophisticated viruses like HIV or CMV. Still, the fascinating part is the vaccine approved by the FDA in December of last year is the same chemical structure that Moderna printed earlier in January. This brings hope not only to future vaccines, but also to targeted therapies for other diseases.
It's not difficult, making it easy to imagine a future where even the most dreaded diseases can be countered very quickly through the fast development of vaccines using mRNA. Hope you liked this video and thank you for watching. Don't forget to tune in to our other video case studies. Thank you for your completion. Stay informed with WITP's tailor-made online courses at igotkarmyogi.gov.in. Enroll to lead with knowledge, explore practical courses on emerging technologies. Deep dive into real-world applications through the WITP Digital Library and WITP YouTube channel. Your learning journey continues towards a tech-savvy, future-ready government service. Jai Hind.